Tell me about your Falcon.
The Falcon Wagon. I was working one day, and a guy came up to my shop, and I had always liked, two-door station wagons, the Nomads, the Safari wagons, stuff like that were always really cool to me. I always liked station wagons, and of course I never were able to find or afford a full body, Chevrolet Nomad or something like that. They're very expensive, and so a guy came by my shop and he said, "Hey, I've got an old Falcon two-door station wagon," and kind of piqued my interest. And he told me it was a '65 model, and so I gave him some time. I went down to his place, and I wasn't really too intrigued about it being a '65 because it's a little bit different body style than what I liked. And so I went down there, and it turned out to be an early model Falcon. It turned out to be a '61 and round body and kind of a more custom Falcon instead of the more muscle car-y Falcon. And two-door, and man, we made a deal on it. And I was always a Chevrolet guy coming up. I always enjoyed Chevrolets. I always knew Chevrolets. That's kind of what my dad taught me to work on, and what I've just my comfort zone, And so when I got that old Falcon, it kind of busted me out of my comfort zone, and the motor was locked up and stuff like that. And I kind of, I didn't pay a whole lot for it, but I wanted to drive it, And so I unfroze the motor, and I, did some, I cut the coil springs, kind of lowered it down, made it look kind of cool, and started driving that thing around, and that car kind of found me. It was is one of those deals. It's you can't really write that. I mean, the car just kind of found me, and it's been through several stages. With the business, you don't have time just to focus on just your personal car. So I did a little body work and primed it and drove it like that. It was kind of an evolving project,
That's how we met.
Exactly.
You were working on your car on a Saturday, and you came in and asked you about it, and asked you if you had a website, and you showed me what you had, and you were happy with it.
Sure.
That's how we started.
Yeah, it's a good, it's kind of the calling card for the business. Everybody knows us by that, because when we did paint it, that Saturday that you guys came by, I was probably in the middle of painting it and trying to prep it to get it painted. And Trent, one of my guys, is a very good artist and just like a brother to me. And when we went to paint it, he's like, Chris, we really need to do something, wild on this thing, and really, really showcase what we can do, And so I kind of, we kind of collaborated, and I kind of turned the reins loose a little bit, and we paneled that thing out and did it, paneling, and some of the 60s and 70s vibe stuff is kind of coming back, and so we kind of we just saw it in our heads all flamed, and kind of last minute we decided to put the panels on it and kind of do a 60s 70s crossover type of custom, like they would have done out in California.